Welcome back to Tacos and Testimonies. Today in the building we have
a new guest.
Another testimony. Making tacos back here. Yes. We're making tacos. Regular tacos. Homemade salsa. Homemade guacamole.
Ain't nothing regular about that, bro.
And we have a new guest. Freddy's in the building.
Oh, Fred in the building. Ain't nothing regular about that, bro.
Is it on me?
It is. It's on him.
Oh, Tommy. What's up, guys? Hi.
I'll turn that down, too. There we go. Hi.
My bad.
It's all good. Well, you know what? I may have to hook up the microphone. So, let's see. We got wifey over there in the kitchen doing some stuff, doing what it do. But, yeah, she's doing her thing. And we'll go ahead and get me plugged in right here so y'all can hear me. Okay?
It's on you.
It's on, Freddie. Okay. All right, check. Hi, guys. All right, here we go. So, Fred, while we waiting for this amazing tacos, because it's called Tacos and Testimonies for a reason. You know what I mean? You ain't going here just to eat and chill and kick it. You know what I mean? So, why don't you go ahead and just share something that God did in your life? You know what I mean? Just encourage the people.
We're gonna open this up with really powerful. How, you know, with just the belief we can have in the person that we believe that protects us and loves on us, and he will turn his cheek if he has to. I'll dang it. My son was 1 year old, and we were transitioning from Oxnard to Houston, and we got in a rollover accident, and I was stuck upside down. My son was in his car seat. He flew out the sunroof, and I could hear him calling my name. My son couldn't talk. I could hear him calling my name, and I'm fighting my way out. I'm stuck upside down, and I'm fighting my way out, and the glass everywhere, all inside of me, all in my face, and blood everywhere. And I get out of my vehicle upside down, and I hear him calling for me, and I'm running towards him. It must have seemed like 100 yards. It seemed like it was far. And I get to the car seat, and it's turned upside down. And I flip it over, and he's strapped in the car seat, and he's just looking at me. And I unbuckle the car seat, and I pick him up, and I'm hugging him, and just like that, just that fast. There was a helicopter. The ambulance showed up like 2 minutes later. It was like at 2 or 3 in the morning. There was nobody on the road. There must have been like 5 or 6 or 7 cars. Everybody stopped, attending to us. My son, is he okay? He was fine. I got beat up pretty bad. The people got in my life, right? They said I wasn't gonna see my son for 2 years because we were gonna be living in Houston, and they wanted to keep him in San Antonio where the accident happened. I was there every weekend. I was there every Saturday to make sure that my son, I was giving him his clothes, I was giving him his food, whatever toys, I was, just taking him stuff. I got my son back within 6 months. And now I can tell you that it was just me and my son. It was just my son and I in that vehicle. But what I can remember is I was in the back seat with him. We were both in the middle. There was an individual on my left. There was an individual on my right, and there was 2 people, one in the passenger and one in the driver's seat. What I thought was that the driver was losing control. The person to the left of me reached over, grabbed the steering wheel. I thought they were, I didn't think something good was about to happen. So I'm fighting with this person that's on the side of me, like, hey, let the driver drive. And that's when we got in the accident. If you don't believe in miracles, there's a lot of us, not just me. There's a lot of us. We're walking miracles, I haven't been too kind to myself. I haven't really hung out with the right type of people all my life. But all my life I've been like, nah, I don't think God would like that. I don't think we should do this, and trying to like be an encourager to a lot of people at a very young age, and knowing right from wrong, and me still putting myself in situations. I've had guns to my head. I've had knives to my throat. I never been shot or stabbed. I've been spared my life. But it's true that the enemy can't touch you when you belong to the Most High. He just can't.
Yeah, and this is you not growing up in church or having any sort of like religious background or anything like that, or
we grew
just
up
a typical.
Well, we grew up Catholic.
Yeah,
It's okay if you smoke weed. It's okay if you drink. It's all right. Just you can repent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that type of faith. Now, I was able to get baptized in water. My dad passed away. I ran into alcohol addiction problem. And the whole time I'm like, hey, God, like, I want to stop. I just don't know how, but this really hurts. It didn't take until I got in that DUI. I wanted to see how high I could fly. I didn't fly very high that night. I literally was put in the position that I was asking God for this favor. And what did he give me? I lost my apartment. I was in the rescue mission for about a month. Met Tomas while I was in there because I was really good friends with his daughter. He takes me to the park, I see individuals cooking for these less fortunate individuals.
These characters. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, "Can you take me back to the store? Whatever I got, whatever I got." Set everything down on the table. Started making everything, preparing all these sacks, and I walked all around the park. Little did I know, through my heartache, through my pain and suffering, that I had like-minded individuals, a family, if you will, that were just about to enter my life, and I was about to enter theirs. Even with all my bad mistakes and my bad decisions, you know, we've been through a couple of things as a family,
Right.
but we were able to grow out of that too.
Right.
How fortunate we are to live under His law, the law of love, and to just give and give and give no matter what we go through, whether it's good or bad. And the people that come into our lives, whether I'm having a situation where, oh man, this guy, he's just a little too bitter for me. I don't know if I could talk to him. I pray every day, Lord, use me for the greater goodness of the kingdom. Let these people use me, but not misuse me. So it's a dangerous, I'm already putting myself in a position to have to be used because of what He's done for me. It's not, hey, I did this for you, Fred, so now you gotta live for me. He loves us unconditionally. Cause I think I know how to love unconditionally, but I fall short. I make mistakes. I might cuss at the wrong person. I might scold the wrong person. But when I put that mirror up, what do I look like? You know what I mean? What's my integrity like behind closed doors when nobody's watching?
Mm-hmm.
When I need help and I can't ask for help and I can't accept help. And I'm breaking down and I'm like, I got this though, God. I got this. And He's like, no, you don't. You got it all right. You're too content. Let me show you why you need people around you. But the right people, though, the right. Rest in peace to all of our people that passed away that just wasn't living too good. But we still love them. Because when it's our time to go, what are people going to remember about us? And it's not like, oh, look at me. I'm on a pedestal. Clap your hands for me. We don't need the claps. We don't need the likes. We don't need the comments. Because actions speak louder than words.
Right, and that's crazy you're saying that because, you know, beyond the age of social media and digital everything, where, you know, someone passes and for probably 2-3 days max, like someone's timelines and Facebook and social media is all filled with like, rest in heaven, rest in peace, so-and-so. And that's, okay, that's a good way to commemorate someone, but I love how you said that. The thing is, how will you be remembered by? Is it because of how you lived and how you spoke to people, how you poured into people? And the thing is, like, it's so easy for us to get so caught up to be so, like, wanting to just do things for the sake of being seen, right? For, oh, let me take this picture, let me take this video, look what I'm doing, look what this ministry's doing, look at what we're doing, look at me, how awesome. Okay, but once the camera's off and once the post is off, like, it's gonna be, what's the word? Oh, I'm just talking with my hands. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, we need to leave a mark in people's lives and people's hearts as far as, like...
What did you do for the kingdom?
Exactly.
Because, like, my dad passed away of cirrhosis of the liver. Everybody knows me. I was a quiet kid, never bothered nobody, grew up all right, I ran a little wild or whatever. Everybody knows me. I'll give you the back, the shirt off my back, even when it's raining. It doesn't matter. I'm there for you. Mm-hmm. My dad passed away of cirrhosis of the liver. What did I start doing? Well, I could drink 3 bottles every other day. 3 bottles in a 30-pack. Well, here goes 2 30-packs. I'm strong enough. I got this. I'm just grieving. It's not a good. That wasn't a good excuse.
Right. But in pain, like, you will find justification in how you're coping, no matter how unhealthy and painful and harmful it is to not just yourself but others. But, you know,
yeah,
that's the thing.
Because people love you. People love me. People love to love.
Yeah.
How is it gonna look that my dad passed away and I'm gonna pass away from the same thing because I thought that I was in pain and now all my loved ones have to be in pain? That's selfish. Don't be selfish. There's a lot that people are doing that they're not aware of the people that they could hurt. And when they lose those people without even passing away, then you learn your lesson. I mean, whatever it takes to learn your lesson, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't have to go that far. It doesn't have to go that far.
No.
Especially with people losing families and they're not even passed away. And now they have to look from the outside in. Like, that's a little ugly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what wisdom is, really. It's just, well, like divine instruction with expectation of obedience, where meaning that you don't have to be like the fool that goes down and learns the hard way. I mean, granted, I get some of us, like, are a little knuckleheaded. Some of us kind of have to go through it. But contrary to what people kind of preach or justify, saying like God like orchestrated this for me. God made me, go through these hardships. Like, no, like there are things that are His perfect will and His permissible will, where we may be treading around these certain circumstances where it may not be necessarily what He wants for us, but if we're not willing to yield entirely in these certain things, it's gonna be like, all right.
No, you know what's selfish? And my partner let me know about this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hold on. Yeah, what's that? Ooh, tacos! Oh yeah, pull back, girl. Let me see the thumbnail. Yeah, thumbnail. Yeah, look at them tacos, carne asada, tacos.
Nice, very nice. Thank you, Gabby. I appreciate you.
Thank you, baby. Hold on.
She said.
Keep going.
She said. She said you gotta be careful. People know you as a man of God. You're portraying yourself as a man of God. Don't get too comfortable, right? Like she said, God will turn His cheek on people, and I was like, that's stupid. No, He won't. And I was like, no, because God loves us, right? Like God. And then because we Bible study a lot, we're in the Bible a lot, and that's what I love about the person that got put in my life, because she's like, no, it's right here, and I'm like, well, okay, well, maybe He'll get upset at somebody, but I was like, no, but like I still didn't want to hear it, right? And she's like, Fred, it's in the Bible, like,
yeah,
and that's the thing, is like we're so used to living a life and doing things when nobody's watching and being like, well, nobody's really watching. I can do this, and when it's time, I'll change. Or then when people notice that, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that, and you're telling everybody, and you're portraying yourself to be as such, it's not gonna work out that way. I think the word is hypocrite. And that's a big word. That's a cuss word in itself. Good.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't have nothing to talk about.
The crazy part about it is, like, they say that God's, like, everyone talks about the Old Testament, and non-believers know more about the Old Testament and how, God was like the judgment and all the things that he would do. Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about the things that were being done at that time. But He literally sent His Son as a sacrifice for all of our sins. Those sins not even yet to come. I mean, decades, centuries ago. Mm-hmm. And it's literally to save us from His wrath. Mm-hmm. Like, His Son is a sacrifice to save us from His wrath. Mm-hmm. Right. Because eventually, when the time's up,
down to pay the piper.
And then we're gonna say, well, I didn't mean it. I did believe in you.
He's not a loving God. It's like, you had, like, what do you mean? But
you know what individuals do now? Is, why is God doing this to me? Why isn't God hearing my prayers?
Yeah.
I've been praying to Him every night. I've been saying His name. I've been showing people to go down the right path. Stop it. Save it. Save it for God on Judgment Day.
It's not going to go that well. Spoilers. But I will say this though. Sorry to bring the balance to it. You gotta remember, he is a just God. So he knows. And here's my plate. Sorry. He knows our circumstances. He knows. Like, he's not gonna judge an American where the accessibility of a Bible, of hearing the name Jesus, like I guarantee you, there's really no excuse. I would say the majority, if not all, of the American population, unless they're fully secluded and fully cut off from everything and everyone within their own communities, there's no way they have not heard the name of Jesus. There's a level of accountability to that versus someone that's for real on a remote island or a remote tribe out there in the Amazon, out in Brazil, right? Like, they had nothing. The measurement of judgment, I don't know about God, so I'm not going to tell you what that is exactly, but I will say God is just. That he knows those circumstances, that person that was living in that remote tribe is very much different. The judgment he'll receive versus, again, the American that has accessibility to all this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, like,
And I think
God is just.
we're fortunate that we even have access like that.
Because
That we even get to hear on social media about God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're fortunate. Oh, I wasn't following. We're fortunate to have access because in other countries they don't have that. In other countries I've heard different testimonies about people that they're secluded. They're by themselves. Like, they wouldn't have known unless people from here, from America, didn't venture out and do what God told them to do, and preach the gospel. So yeah, we're fortunate, and the sad thing is America's very
Spoiled.
spoiled. Yeah, like we
are.
We're not grateful for anything, and it's sad. It's a sad thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm turning this off.
Yep. What do you think? What do you think about the tacos, though, Freddie Fred?
you guys got you a new roommate.
Come on in, man. Come on in.
It's just sometimes it is overwhelming and sometimes it is a lot to take in. But when you surround yourself with people that don't kick you when you're down or don't laugh at you, point their fingers at you when you're kind of going through something, because we're all gonna go through something. We're all gonna fall short. Just to be aware of who you have around you. Hey, like, it's not about what ministry is more popular. It's not about what ministry sells more clothing or nothing like that. Because when he says, "Depart from me, I don't know you,"
All the stuff you sold.
Yeah.
Wasn't ever accounted for.
I want to encourage anybody in the surrounding area that's watching, though, to come on by on a Tuesday evening and share your testimony and be a light in the dark place of somebody that we don't know who's watching. We don't know who's looking up to us. And like I said, it's not about the pats on the back. It's not about, hey, look at me, I've been through it and I got through it, because testimonies don't run dry. If we have individuals that keep talking about the testimony from 20 years ago, and that's all they
got saved
and yeah,
55 years ago.
or how they got saved 55 years ago, and that's all they teach week after week after week, they need a little bit more oil in their lampstand, So we encourage people to come in and visit and stop by, and I know this isn't my home, but our home is your home. Home is where the heart's at. You know what I mean? And you guys, anybody ever in town, other than a Tuesday, we could do whatever you guys want to. We can make it. We could do the do, like Gabby says. But I do encourage everybody to stay in love, and not just because you think you have to or because you don't want to lose somebody. People are gonna come and go regardless.
Yep.
I think I'm learning that, not even the hard way, but now having a partner in my life where sometimes I'm not as happy as she thinks I should be, and it's opening my eyes. Like, you're right. You're right. You know, and I'm over here trying to encourage everybody to be in love 24/7. It's hard. It's a little frustrating sometimes, you know. But just rely on him. Rely on him. He's the focus with him.
You okay?
With
You okay, Zicky?
with him as the foundation, you can't fall so far. Boy, if you don't put him as a foundation,
Yeah, baby.
there's no telling how far you can go down and not be able to pick yourself back up. Because he will turn his cheek from you. It's just like a parent. They have to punish you somehow.
I feel like it's one of those things where you when you come to the end of yourself and you still don't, there's still no yielding. There's still I can find a way out, or I have this, or I got this. Okay. Or you've stopped walking spiritually. You stop, staying connected with the Father, and then you kind of wonder why nothing's happening. And God's like, keep going, like, get up. Like, if we're failing to do something, try again. Do it again.
It's okay.
Yeah. Like, get back up and try it again.
There's
not the same exact way.
Yeah,
Maybe
not exactly.
Try new tactics,
Yeah.
But if you're staying in a place where, no, this is how it's done, and this is how it needs to be done. This is how I learned how, or this is how my parents showed me. Not everything is cookie cutter to what you learned. Like, God's trying to do new things. And sometimes we get in our own way. And God can't really do anything with it because you're in your own way. You're stubborn,
Stuck in the flesh.
Yeah, so it's not that he doesn't want to or that he won't. It's that the same thing that you've been needing to learn or see is not, you're not learning it. You're not seeing it. And in fact, you refuse to see it. Testimonies, it's not just big things. Like, there's a lot of little things that God's always doing that it's mind-blowing. Like he's that in tune with what's going on in my life just as much as everyone else's that I'm in a relationship with, and it's mind-blowing, But yeah, pretty much what Fred said.
Well, I didn't say nothing.
If you want to share your testimony, we can make it happen.
Yeah, come on by out in Utah.
Can I give him a little story real quick?
Yeah,
sure.
bro.
There's this guy, we'll call him Fred for the sake of argument. Fred was one day in the kitchen. He had a big old house, and he was cooking his favorite meal. He was cooking some breaded fish with avocado tacos on the side, And he was watching the sports. He was listening to the sports games that they were on the television in the living room. And you're okay. You're all right. There was a breaking news. Drop whatever you're doing. Run as far as you can. Get out. There's a big storm coming. Fred's like, man, put my game back on. He's cooking his food. Breaking news again. Run as far as you can. Run as fast as you can. There's a storm coming. You have to save yourself. Get out of there. Fred gets his plate. He goes to the table. Hits the TV. Man, where's my game? Super Bowl's on. Eating his tacos. The storm comes. It's violent. It starts to flood where he's at. So he's like, oh shoot. He has a taco in his hand. He starts to run to the first story. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Yeah. He runs upstairs to the first bedroom. Water seeping through the bottom. He looks out the window. There's a little rowboat. Somebody with a rowboat. Hey Fred, jump in the rowboat. I got you. I'll save you. Fred's like, nah, don't worry about it. God got me. Gotta save me. Storm's really, really hectic. So it starts to flood where he's at. So he's running to the next floor. Looks out the window. There's a boat. A couple people on it. They're like, hey, Fred, jump in the boat. We got you. We'll save you. Nah, you guys can't save me. God got me. Gotta save me. Storm's getting higher and higher. It's rising. Fred goes to the rooftop. And a helicopter comes and it drops the ladder. Say, hey, Fred, jump, climb up the ladder. We got you. Save yourself. Storm's gonna kill you. Nah, man, you can't save me. God got me. Gotta save me. Fred ends up dying. Fred's walking like, what the heck? How did I die? Like, God, where were you at? Like, I thought you were gonna save me. He's walking and he gets to the podium. God's talking to somebody. The person leaves. God's looking down at the book. He's like, Fred? He looks up, Fred, what are you doing? He's like, hey, God, what the heck, God? Like, I put my trust and faith in you. Like, you were supposed to save me. And he's like flipping. Well, I sent 2 boats and a helicopter. I don't see what happened. People are there for you. Let them be there for you, because that's my problem. When I'm down and out, I'm like, man, I got this. I know you're trying to show me something. Watch me pull myself out of it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Don't be like Fred. Because I'm not like Fred.
You're going to end up full of pride on top of that rooftop.
In fact, my uncle actually passed away from sugar diabetes.
Oh.
And he wouldn't go to the hospital, and he just kept saying that God's going to save him. You know, God's going to save him. God's going to heal him from diabetes. And it got so bad. Like, not only did he not go to get the help that he needed from a doctor, but he also didn't just stop eating what he wasn't supposed to be eating. You know, like when you have diabetes, you can't be eating the sweets, the soda. There's so many things that you have to change in your diet just to keep it from getting out of control. Once you know that you're on the verge, or you know, whatever type diabetes you have, there's things that you have to start doing. But no, it was God. God has me. God's gonna save me. Until one day he was gone, and it was so bad that his body was like, he should have been on dialysis by then, at the point where he had gotten. But his body just, it blew up, and it was, you know, I mean, his kids had to see that, and it's sad because we live in a world where there's still people thinking that faith and trust in the Father is not doing or using any of the things that we have access to nowadays. Like, there's people that have, you know, they're doctors, they're nurses, they help people. That I feel like God calls people to that. There's some people that are really good with having the heart to do that kind of work, and the patience as well. But yet, God's going to save me. And we think that's faith. We think that's trust, but that's really stubbornness, you know? And we have to know the difference between the two, because it's one thing if you know the Father told you don't go. But if you're basing it off of other people's miracles and miracles in the Bible, and I'm not saying that those are discredited. No. What I am saying is that everyone is different. Everyone's walk is different. So yeah. Don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone.
And this is Taco Tuesday. Tacos and testimonies. Fred, how are the tacos?
Fire. I'm gonna need a plate to go.
He got quiet too. He's like,
Yeah. Yep. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks from now, and have a good night.
Kingdom blessings, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.